Finally today, UNL's Institute of Agriculture and Natural Resources is launching the Center for Ag Profitability. Once complete, the center will facilitate faculty research, train students, and conduct outreach related to agricultural profitability. Mike Boehm, Harlan Vice Chancellor for Nebraska's Institute of Agriculture and Natural Resources, joined Market Journal's Troy Moling to talk about this new initiative and some exciting things happening within IANR.
So this is a new center that's housed in the Department of Ag Economics. It's been in the works for a while, so I think most folks get that you can push yields so far and still not be profitable. So in the row crop agriculture space, this is about dialing in practices and approaches that maximize profitability while also making sure that the regenerative practices on individual farms lead to land and soil and water that allows producers to produce for the next 6 generations. So this is a neat center. It's supported by bankers and lenders, but also producers. Again, as the name implies, Troy, just really dialed in looking at net profitability for our producers, both livestock producers as well as our farmers. Yep.
And you mentioned Greg Eibach just a moment ago. He is back in Nebraska full time. We had him on the show not too long ago. It was great speaking with him. He's really excited about his new opportunity with IANR, and I know that you're thrilled to have him on board as well.
Yeah, Greg was, of course, the director of the Nebraska Department of Agriculture when I arrived some 5 seasons now ago, and Greg was great and generous at helping me make the transition from Ohio agriculture to Nebraska agriculture. Last 2 years he spent in President Trump's administration working in the USDA, so the chance to bring Greg in and tap his Rolodex that he developed, but also his passion and his understanding for Nebraska agriculture. Really important. He was responsible for the Animal Plant Health Inspection Service while he was at the USDA, and so as we think about different systems, ag security, biotechnology policy, making sure that our plants, our crops, and our livestock are secure from invasive pests and diseases is really a big deal. So Greg's just an all-around great person. He and Teresa, of course, are producers, so they bring that piece to the table as well.
Definitely so, and I know that you love to brag on the folks within IANR, and I know that we've got some awards, we've got some grants that folks within IANR have received. Talk a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, I love to brag on our amazing faculty, staff, and students. So this last week we found that we were pegged for a $3.4 million operating grant for the High Plains Regional Climate Center. Since 1987, Nebraska has been home for one of only 6 regional climate centers in the whole country. And we take care of a 6-state region, give or take, and think about how we bring all of this climate data, put it in usable forms, and get it in the hands of producers and processors. So that was a big deal. We had a professor in biosystems engineering land a grant that I would call looking at variable rate technology on pivots 2.0. So we've been using data to guide pivots. Of course, if you go out to Raising Nebraska, you can be a variable rate pivot operator, and we look at soil types. Is it sandy? Is it clay? And we look at topography. But this is also incorporating things like Fitbits on corn or ground-based sensors to really have a two-way interaction, not just from satellites and topography, but also understanding what the plants are doing in the field, all designed to do more with less as you think about that. So those were just a couple of examples here in the last 7 to 10 days, and certainly since we visited, there's countless numbers of stories, so it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and just with everything you've talked about, there's just so much that we're pulling from all different sectors of ag, all different parts of the state, but it's so interesting how this just all kind of fits into the pie of what IANR is accomplishing and able to do.
Yeah, when you have a big umbrella, I guess, or a big tent, you can fit a lot of parts and pieces, but again, at the end of the day, it's thinking about how do we, in Nebraska, 3rd largest ag economy, produce food, fuel, feed, and fiber for this growing world. How do we do it in a way that takes care of our water, our land for those next 6 generations? And how do we take care of the people, the families, the communities that produce that food, fuel, feed, and fiber, and that comes down to profitability. So when you have that kind of a mission, you can certainly think about a lot of ways to make a connection, and that's exactly what we do every day in the Institute of Ag and Natural Resources.